Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our live feed update for November 8th. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, and I'm here today to update you on everything that happened yesterday on the Big Brother 25 live feeds. It was day 98 in the house, and this is the penultimate live feed update. Only one left after this. Only one more day to update you on. And, this is still an important one because not only do I have the results for part 2 of the final 3 HOH, but we also have uh some things to talk about in terms of what might happen with who might bring who to the final 2. So, let's talk through it. Of course, Matt has won part 1 of the final 3 HOH, which means that Jag was competing against Bowie, for part 2 of the final 3 HOH. And, of course, not unexpected here, Jag has won part 2 of the final 3 HOH. It was, the feeds were down for, yeah, a good 6 hours before they came back, with these results. Now, apparently that was for a good reason. It took both of them over an hour to complete part 2, which is pretty wild. Jag and Bowie talked about how it was, um, it was like the Final Four veto in terms of asking questions about the season, but much harder, they said. And Bowie regretted having not studied more. Um, so strange to me here. Obviously, Jag has studied a lot. Now, my biggest thing for Jag is that he did complete the Final Four veto very quickly. Um, so there was this idea that like he will be able to, to answer other questions pretty easily. Um, but yeah, Mercy asking the chat, hey, you're telling me Felicia could have won this part. I mean, I don't know exactly what it was, but the fact that it took over an hour implies that the questions were probably hard enough that that the questions might have actually mattered in terms of completion here. If you could just get the questions right, that could have been enough. So, but we'll see. We'll see when it comes to that. Um, Also, just worth noting, just pointing this out here. Uh, Obviously, Jag has been studying a lot. Matt has also studied, but less so than Jag ever since Corey told them both to study. But he does know his stuff, just not quite as much as Jag, seemingly based on the way that they've studied and when they've studied together. And now they will be competing in a quiz competition for part 3 of the final 3 HOH, ostensibly for the win, but we've still got some stuff to update on that. But I do want to point out that there is, it's always tough. You're not gonna always be listening to the studying, but like the studying hasn't been that good. Um, Jag has studied days, he's studied comps, he's studied like how many times people have been on the block, basic stuff like that. But he's definitely missing some of the more complicated things. Now, if Jag's missing it, then Matt is too, for the most part. However, most notably, when Jag was studying with Bowie last week, almost exactly a week ago now, he was going over how many times each person had been on the block, and he kept saying that America had been on the block twice, which is not true. He's put America on the block twice, but she's been on the block, I believe 4 times, something like that. Like I could double check right now, but I'm pretty sure it's 4. Um, She was on the block, on Jared's HOH, and then she was on the block twice on Jag's HOHs, and then, on Bowie's HOH the week that she got, evicted. Um, he kept saying she was on the block twice, though. It's little things like that, like, he's been studying that. I haven't noticed if he's corrected that number, but, like, you know, that's, something off like that is the reason why, Britney lost last year, at the Final Four. Uh, so, worth keeping track of. If Jag has this wrong, it's possible Matt also has this wrong. But hey, it might not matter anyway because Matt and Jag celebrate the fact that Jag has won part two of the final three HOH. And Bowie, goes off, I'm a loser. I'm a loser. And Matt and Jag, they do their Minutemen thing because they've done what they set out to do. They've made it to the end. They've guaranteed that they're both sitting in the final two because they're definitely taking each other to the final two. Now, this is no surprise. Jag has been telling Matt he's taking him to the final two all along, while also planning to cut Matt at the final four or the final three. So it's not surprising to hear him continue to promise Matt, especially because Matt has nearly a 50% chance to win the final three HOH. But they're definitely taking each other. They're about to make history. Matt keeps playing this up. We're about to make history. Matt keeps saying, the Hitmen, they're quivering in their boots right now. They're about to be replaced by the Minutemen. Um, I mean, listen, they both have men in the title, so. Um, so they're promising each other. Bowie's kind of down on herself for losing this competition. Now, as the day progresses, we get a particularly egregious conversation and comment from Matt, of course, which again, these have been happening throughout. But Matt is going to be talking about how he, uh, you know, doesn't feel like he's going to hang out with Corey or America outside of the show. Maybe Corey, but not America because you know they had she just has some traits that he doesn't like. Um, that they had a conversation about how she would go on dates with multiple people, and like she'd be willing to like them, you know. And so I knew immediately that she was one of those types of girls, and I rule them out so fast. So yeah, wouldn't want to hang out with her after the season. He goes on to talk about how, the way he operates. He goes on a first date with somebody. He's not going to be going on other dates, you know? He's he's on this first date. That's his thing. It's all right. That's your thing. Doesn't have to be other people's thing, but you know, in case, this is what I'm dealing with here. You know what I mean? This is what I'm working on this game recap. I'm still working on it, guys. I'm getting there. All right, it's long. I'm working on this game recap, and I'll tell you, Matt has played a fairly impressive game. He's done a lot, probably more than you remember, even more than I remembered. And it's frustrating because he kind of sucks. um, and you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens when he gets out of the house. You know, you know, I would like to see what he has to say about some of these comments. Um, so Matt, Jag, and Bowie, they continue to hang out. Now, how this has been working is that Matt has been sleeping in the Scrambleverse. Jag and Bowie have been sleeping in the scary room. Matt just likes having a room to himself. And he has trouble with like late night conversations. We talked about this. Obviously, it's harder to read lips. You know, you're usually not being as loud. So Matt likes to sleep in his own room, and this has given Jag an opportunity to talk with Bowie late into the night, really bond with her. They've really solidified their bond and been talking every single night, late into the night about how they're taking each other to the end and how Matt's going to beat them both and all of this stuff. And it's where Jag talked a lot about how he wanted to cut Matt at the Final Four. And so tonight here on the feeds, instead of everyone going to their separate rooms, Jag and Bowie jump on top of Matt's bed when he's on it, and they do like a group cuddle. Now, when I say a group cuddle, I mostly mean that it's Matt and Jag cuddling in the bed, how like two normal people would cuddle, and Bowie kind of awkwardly laying on top of the two of them. In a position where it's like, Bowie, you're not fooling anybody. This is clearly not comfortable. You are clearly in the cuddling position that is not comfortable. You know, you guys have been there before, right? You, somebody cuddles in an uncomfortable cuddling position because they don't want to move. You know what I mean? They're like, this is the best I get in this cuddling position. Whereas the other two, they're like cozying in. She's like awkwardly on top of them. Like um it's very funny. So they're hanging out, they're joking around. Bowie eventually leaves. She goes to her bed in the scary room, leaving Jag and Matt to continue to cuddle on their own. Like it's I'm trying to convey to you the awkwardness of this. It's awkward. It feels like she is a third wheel. It feels like they are waiting her out so that they can talk and be together. And she gets that vibe too. It's pretty clear. She eventually leaves, goes to the scary room. And she's like, you know, walking around, kind of like getting ready, laying in the bed, getting back up, you know, grabbing the floss, coming back to bed, getting back up, looking at the door, getting back in bed, looking at the door. And she seems stressed. She eventually, grabs some condoms and throws them at it, like, hey, guys, You might need these. It's awkward. It's awkward. The awkwardness is important context because Matt and Jag do have a moment together. Matt again mentions that they're about to replace the hitmen. See those news articles about the hitmen? We're going to be on those next season. We're not going to have them next season, but. And Jag is like, I can't get over the fact that we're both going to be sitting in those final 2 seats. Like they are locked in, cuddling, promising each other final 2. What a journey they've been on. Now at this point, it's still like, okay, this is awkward, but like, of course, Jag has to do what he's got to do. He's got to make sure Matt's taking it. But eventually, Jag leaves and he goes to the scary room, and Bowie's been waiting for him. And she's like, hey, finally back, huh? What's up? And Jag, who has been like happy and playful and like cuddling with Matt and talking about final 2 and celebrating. He's doing a thing. This is another thing you might recognize. It happens in real life. He's doing the I'm really tired thing, you know? Like oh yeah. Hey Bowie, what's up? Yeah, I'm just gonna get in bed here. Close my eyes because I'm tired. Oof. And she's trying to talk to him, and he's talking back, but he's keeping his eyes closed because he's tired, you know. So, oh yeah, just really tired. Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. Yeah. And they talk about the competition a little bit, and he's like, yeah, it feels. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a hard one. It's a hard one. Yeah, hard competition. I can't believe that was such a hard one. And Bowie starts, talking about like, hey, like, well, we kept Matt, right? Remember that decision that we made together about keeping Matt? And this is the most animated he gets in like the whole conversation. He's like, hey, yeah, I just feel like everything happened the way it was supposed to. This has been such a good day hanging out together, the 3 of us. I just can't imagine what this would have been like without Matt here with us. I feel like every day that passes, it makes me feel even better about the decision that I made. It's like you said, it's not about the money. Now, Bowie, she's hearing this and she's like, yeah, what a great day, you winning this competition. You cuddling with Matt. Great day for us. Yeah, well, totally. Um, what does that mean though? Like you're talking about like you're feeling better about the decision. She's like, yeah, like she's like, hey, but it's like we've gotten to this point though, and like now having gotten here, now it's like game on, right? Like anything goes. He's like, you know, I just I really want to represent, first sick on the show. And it feels good to be able to represent, you know, who I want to be. Show people the way I play the game. She's like, "Yeah, okay. Yeah. Great. Love that. Love that for you." Um and I'm telling you, she literally is like laying in bed and she looks over, she's like, "What does that mean for the decision?" And again, Jag starts doing the thing. Another thing. Eyes closed. Huh? The decision. What decision? Like he's stalling. If you win the final 3, you're still gonna you're still gonna make the same decision, right? Like, you know, when we talked about like, what did we talk about? Like, yeah, I mean, you're gonna, if you win the final HOH, you're gonna take me. It's like, yeah, um, I, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm not gonna lie and say it's not gonna be like a tough emotional decision. Um, with everything that's happened, eyes still closed, and Bowie, panic written all over her face. She's like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a hard decision, but we made the decision to keep because it would have been different, right? It would have been different if you'd cut him at 4 versus now, because but we took him to here, but we don't need to take him again, right? He's like, "What do you mean it would have been different?" It's because we had a final 3, because we took him. It would have been different. It would have been keeping Felicia. Like, yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. It's different. It's different. Like, so, okay, silence. Like, it, you still feel the same way, right? Hmm? You still feel the same way, right? Uh, about what? About if you win, you know? And I'm telling you, like, he says about what, and she laughs, but not in a good way. She laughs like, "This is unbelievable." She's like, "You still feel the same way, right?" He goes, about what?" She goes, "Huh, Jack, about if you win." He goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Yeah?" Mhm. She goes, "Okay." Silence. More silence. More silence. His eyes are closed. She sits up again. "Jack, are you sure you feel the same way?" "Yeah, yeah. Why?" "'Cause your eyes are closed." "Oh, that's just, this I've my contacts are, you know." "Okay, it's just, if you wanna tell me you don't, y you can tell me. You can just tell me. I'd rather you just tell me. But if you tell me you're still good, like, I just need to hear it once." He's like, "No, no, I do. Yeah." She's like, "Okay, okay, okay, okay. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom." He's like, "Yeah, I will too." She's like, "Okay, okay." Like, okay, they're gonna talk more in the bathroom. He's finally gonna be like, "Okay, I'm gonna give her some more." Okay. So they both go to the bathroom. She goes in, comes out, silence. He goes in. She waits, waits, waits. Awkwardly, just kind of like, "Okay, I guess I'm just gonna go back." Goes back to the bedroom. They don't say another word to each other. It's so awkward. The vibes are bad, guys. The vibes are so bad. It now I will say at first, again, through all of this, I was like, well, Jag is just doing what he has to do with Matt. Then when he was doing this with Bowie, my first thought was like, okay, he's just obviously there's not really like he doesn't want to give Bowie ammunition to use against him with Matt, right? Surely that's what's going on. But then you realize pretty quickly because Bowie kind of in a way, like, makes an underhanded threat. She's kinda like when this starts, she's kinda like, "Well, I haven't talked to Matt about any of this, about any of the things we've talked about, just so you know. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's gonna double promise." This is like that my thought process fell away when I realized that Jag has already promised Bowie the final 2 so much. He talked about her talked with her extensively about cutting Matt at the final 4. If anything, giving her this awkward treatment only incentivizes her to go to Matt now and expose everything. And Matt is the danger. Matt is the one you need to be worried about. The play here is very obviously to just continue to placate Bowie, who isn't a person that's going to, on her own volition, go to Matt, especially because she is relying on Jag to take her. And she has reason to think that Jag is the more likely person to win the final 3 HOH. She's not going to go to Matt. She's just going to bank on Jag, and that's what she's been doing, and that's what she plans to do, and that's what she tells Jag she wants to do. Um, so all of that said, this really does feel like a true indication of where Jag stands. Um, that he's thinking, at the very least, thinking about taking Matt to the final 2 if he wins the final 3 HOH. And let me tell you, this whole series of events, it seems to indicate more than he's just thinking about it and more like he actually is going to do it. Now, there's an entire day today, Wednesday, day 99, and then a full, set of time prior to the final 3, HOH final prior to the finale airing for him to sort of, like, change his mind again, maybe get a little taste of the money, the win. Um, you never know with this sort of thing, but what seemed like "Oh, this might be a quiz for the win," is now starting to look like it might be locked in. It might be a quiz for who gets less credit with the jury if they take each other. If Matt wins and takes Jag, it could be just enough for him to lose a jury vote here or there. If Jag takes Matt, it seems like surely that just solidifies the fact that he loses. At least that's what we think, given the information we have at this point. So that's where we are. Uh, that's day 98. We're almost through here. So come and find me on Twitch. I'll be watching the finale live with all of you. We may go into finale night not knowing exactly who Jag is going to take, thinking maybe it's Matt, maybe he changes his mind, maybe it's Bowie, maybe he's lying to Bowie because he doesn't want Bowie to go to Matt, even though that's pretty ill advised. Who knows? You can buy this sweatshirt at my merch store, which I think you can Google that. There's also a link on my Twitch page if you go there to Twitch. Um, it's pretty nice. Check it out. Neat feeds. Sorry, somebody asked in the chat. Watching or listening to this after the fact. I am still working on the game recap that will hopefully come out today. Um, I'm trying. I'm trying. There's so much in this game. And I having gone through the game recap, I am feeling a lot like more positive on the season as a whole. There was so much good stuff in the first half, and even though there's been some nastiness here at the end, and the gameplay has been pretty stunted. You're still like you're still getting it's still Big Brother, you know? Like, we love getting caught up in the moment, and riding those emotions, you know, high and low. But as we start to round out the whole thing, it's sad, you know. We're gonna let go of our time together here this year, and you know, luckily the show keeps trucking on, and we'll be back again next time to get mad, happy, sad, angry, all kinds of fun things. So, uh, listen, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, for one more live feed update. I'll be live on Twitch watching the finale. We'll recap the finale. And stay tuned for the live feed game recap if you want a reminder of all of the intricacies of what happened through the season um, from the live feeds. And that's about it. So thank you for joining me here today. And I'll see all of you next time.